Hey guys, we're here at the Long Beach Impressions Expo at the Hydro Engineering booth, and with us today is Marty McFadden. How's it going, Marty?
Hey, Zach, good.
Marty, I've been to a lot of shows, starting to see automation. Everyone wants to automate, and when it comes to screen printing, reclaim and degreasing, if there's anything you want to automate, it's that, because, you know, we call it screen printing. So what's probably the most important part of it? Making the screen. And what does that mean? Well, we got to take our old screen and turn it into a new one. So when we coat it with emulsion, we go to print it, we don't have a bunch of problems, because a lot of the problems on press come down to making the screen. A lot of problems with DTG come down to the pre-treat. A lot of the problems with embroidery come down to the digitizing. So here we've automated the reclaim process. It is extremely important in a screen print shop, yet it is the worst job by a mile. And when we tour shops, I have definitely seen a big trend of more and more of this. It's impossible to find labor, get them to stick around. And you also can damage your screens when you're manually doing it and so forth. So Marty, talk to us about what Hydro Engineering and this machine is all about.
Sure. So number one, the most important thing is that we are a manufacturer of wash equipment. We are not a chemical manufacturer. So we have designed and specialized in making effective and efficient wash equipment. This system here is less than 10 feet long, and so it's able to fit into pretty much any room.
And it looks like go through a 32-inch door frame if you really had it.
That's right. This is less than 3 feet wide.
Wow.
As well. This unit, with no chemical injection in this system, this is basically putting water at the right pressure and flow onto those screens from both sides of the screen to wash out all of the emulsion and ink. And on the second pass, washing out all of the degreaser. So basically we've got a system that's very simple, easy to operate, easy to train somebody on, no complicated PLCs, no firmware downloads and updates that have to happen. It is purely electrical and signal wire. This system basically runs a screen through in 30 seconds per screen. So one pass for all of your ink and emulsion. Your second pass, after you've put the degreaser on, you've basically been introduced to a system that will clean screens at 1 screen per minute.
And just using water.
Just using water.
Which is going to make you more of a green shop, I have to assume, just because, I mean, you're just not having to use all these additional chemicals. I mean, I still, again, kind of blown away that you can just use water to remove
cold water,
ink. And so are we chilling it? Or, I mean,
no,
almost all water's cold unless you put it into the heater.
Yeah, not heated, yeah.
So water is getting pushed from both sides, removing this at a perfect pressure not to damage the mesh. Again, like when you're physically reclaiming and you start getting real close, you're going to start hurting it, or you're going to start really hurting that tension.
Yes.
And when you're on press, that's where you're going to run into those headaches and so forth. It doesn't matter the mesh count, right?
Correct. Doesn't matter the mesh count. I mean, basically, you've got somebody there doing this job, this nastiest job in the shop, and this is making it safer, so better health. Number two, you are able to convert your level of passion and quality to the person doing this job. This person is probably the lowest paid person in the shop, and they're able to ensure the quality that you're looking for in a footprint that's less than 10 feet long.
Marty, like I see just a couple little buttons. I mean, this looks dummy proof. It's very simple, right? I mean, we don't have a bunch of knobs, different variables to get right. It's just water.
Correct. Yep, that is the objective.
No.
Simplified.
Again, I've seen some of these at shows and they have a bunch of wire brushes, which you think, okay, that's going to get emulsion on it, that's going to harden, and that's just going to scrape the heck out of a screen and essentially ruin it. How old is Hydro Engineering in this unit?
Hydro Engineering has been in the screen printing wash equipment industry for over 40 years.
Over 40 years.
This is a culmination of lots of custom designs that we've done. This has been on the market for about 5 years. And, you know, basically in here with these spinner bars and this, you know, massive swivel joint right here, you know, this system is virtually maintenance free. Other than replacing the oil in the pump once every 200 hours, this unit is a machine that naturally cleans itself. And, you know, if you need to turn this machine off and it's off for a day or two, it will start right back up when you start it again.
20 by 24 frame, 23 by 31, right?
Correct.
So all your normal size frames.
Yeah, your max.
What about a roller frame?
Roller frames go just fine.
Great. So does anybody use wooden frames anymore?
Yes.
Can you use it with this?
Yes.
That's impressive, guys. Because in my shop, I don't have the space for it right now. So I invested in a dip tank. And I'll tell you, I like the dip tank, but it's got some cons to it as well. I mean, you leave the screens in there too long, the chemical starts hurting all the glue on there. I can't do a wooden screen. Not that I really have, actually, I've not used wooden forever, but there's just pros and cons to it. We were just talking right before we started to shoot this video. What really impressed me about this setup, Marty, was also the price. Because I would have thought a lot more. Again, what we see at a lot of shows is 3 and 5 stations to do the ink removal, then to do the emulsion removal. And something Marty said there that really stuck with me is they're not a chemical manufacturer who makes equipment. Because, I mean, really, if you're a chemical manufacturer and you also make equipment, your goal is to sell as many consumables as possible. And that's why they do it that way. So water is also going to save you a lot of money over time. I'm not having to use as much emulsion removal. How much is the setup?
So the show special is $34,500. This unit usually goes for just under $40,000.
That is still a lot less than I would thought. Again, it is the worst job in the shop. It'll have the most turnover, yet it is extremely vital. Not only are you making it easier for the operator or just who's in charge, but you're going to be more consistent. You're also going to keep the screens are going to have longer longevity because you're not abusing them the way that, I'll be honest, I did for a long time in my shop, just because, yeah, I just
and your team members are going to stay on your team for much longer. You're going to reduce that amount of turnover that happens, because once somebody's doing this, they don't want to be doing this for the rest of their time. This device actually makes this job fun. It goes from the nastiest job to the funnest job.
Yeah, when it's all automated like this, for sure. Where can our viewers go to learn more about Hydro Engineering and, again, this awesome all-in-one reclaim unit?
So, hydroblaster.com, that's our website. You go to the applications of screen printing. You can see our videos and our spec sheets for all the screen printing equipment, including the Autoblaster.
Awesome. Well, guys, again, if you're a screen print shop and you don't have the reclaim automated, I would highly suggest looking at Hydro Engineering. Colin has known you guys for a few years. Awesome guys. Hear a lot of great things. Thank you so much, Marty.
Zach, it's been a pleasure.
Check out Hydro Engineering.